real.
It is a disturbing trend. More and more young people taking their own lives. But why and what can we do about it?
Yeah, the 11 News I-Team's Mindy Becerra talks to the experts and one mother who turned her grief into action.
Tell her I promise to see her again someday.
At every moment, Linda Diaz lives with an anguish that seems impossible to bear.
To live every day without her is the hardest thing to do every minute of the day. You don't carry a child for 9 months and 3 weeks. To sit here and have her leave, but she left on her own accord.
Linda's daughter, Loren, left this world February 16, 2013, died by suicide. She was 15.
I am not angry at her. Her love still lives with us.
Suicide is the second leading cause of death for youth ages 10 to 24 in the state of Maryland. Nationally, according to the American Academy of Pediatrics, incidents of children thinking about or attempting suicide nearly doubled from 2008 to 2015.
The trends have become quite apparent. Teen suicide is very serious and very challenging.
Dr. Ben Borja is the Director of Crisis Services at Shepherd Pratt Health Systems. He says there are various reasons more teens are considering or succeeding in taking their own lives, but the two most prevalent, academic stress and the powerful influence of social media.
They can be bullied, they can be embarrassed, they can be harassed, they can be encouraged to kill themselves.
Loren was depressed over online bullying. Her mom says she attempted to talk with a school counselor, but the meeting never happened. Linda fought for legislation in Maryland and succeeded in helping to create Loren's Law in 2015, which requires school counselors to obtain the skills needed to recognize students at risk of harming themselves. Since then, the state has continued to expand teen suicide prevention efforts. Janelle Cubbage is the Director of Suicide Prevention with the Maryland Department of Health.
We actually are implementing training within public schools called Kognito. We have an online training module that's available to all educators to help them be prepared to identify psychological distress within their students and also make them comfortable to be able to have a conversation with that student and refer them to the necessary behavioral health services they might need.
In addition, Cubbage says emergency room staff are now screening children, asking them if they have thought about hurting themselves.
We're actually seeing a 12% positive screen rate by implementing universal screening, which is huge because those are kids that otherwise wouldn't have self-identified as having thoughts of suicide.
Now I take this everywhere. Now this book is Loren.
Linda is convinced it didn't have to be this way. Instead of holding a book of poems and photographs, she should be holding her daughter.
I know for a fact that suicide is preventable. If I would have known now or then what I know now, I know I could have saved Loren. I could have been able to provide her the treatment that she needed so that she didn't make such a permanent decision on such a very temporary problem.
Mindy Becerra, WBAL-TV 11 News.
So sad. Our thoughts go out to that family. Now, if you're concerned about your child and want some advice on how to talk to him or her about suicide, we have help for you on the WBAL-TV mobile app. And if you need immediate crisis intervention, dial 211 and option 1 or go to MD